Peace and blessings, y'all. I'm gonna do a video on connecting with dragons and channel messages from the dragons themselves. So dragons are actual spirit guides and they are protectors of earth. The reason why dragons are seen in different folklore all around the world, they're seen with Quetzalcoatl in the Aztec mythology, they're seen in the Chinese empires in Vietnam, and many different indigenous societies, even the pagans had them, is because dragons were actual creatures who lived here on Earth. There is a theory that dragons were actually what people find as dinosaur fossils. So dragons were actually living here. It wasn't dinosaurs. Now, of course, that's all subject to one's own ability to connect with these beings. Dragons, fae, giants, gnomes, elves, these beings that are actually seen as guardians of Earth are actually very real and very true. Dragons can be spotted, and even connecting with dragon energy is in places that have a lot of nature but also have a, I'm hearing the word convergence point, like a mixing of energy. So a place where there's a lot of trees but there's also a river, where there's oceans, where there's a lot of high altitude mountains. I've also noticed that even being in a high elevation, so being in a tower, being in the top floor of a building and being able to see the skyline, that will get you connected because dragons have high elevation, high energy. Meditating, there's frequencies, y'all, that you can look up. I'll even put some down below on the about that I do, where you can meditate and connect with dragons. I also want to say, yo, if you are somebody who does mushrooms, set a prayer prior to that you're going to connect with them. You can work with the crystal labradorite, as the one I have here, to also work with them. Labradorite allows you to be able to connect with different beings of different dimensions and realms. This includes the beings that I mentioned before, but even different, how do I say this? Different beings that exist in different planes. So this includes the star beings, the Syrians, the Arcturians. This includes angels. This includes demons. Labradorite is a powerful crystal for shamanic and astral traveling. So how do dragons come in and support you? They are here to accelerate you. They are here to push you forward. They are here to make you believe in optimism, hope, and miracles. They really push you to expand on your own belief system with what life can be and do for you. So if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you don't believe in miracles, like perhaps, the light in life has taken away from you, and no judgment, yo, we all go through that. We all go through pain and we heal, and life moves in highs and lows. The dragons will come in and support you. You do need to get imagery that has dragons on them to really be able to activate it, along with the crystal labradorite. You also need to be connected to your inner child. There's something about being a child where the portal is so strong and open and high, and it's all embracing, it's bright, it's all encompassing. That is why in tarot, the sun card is always depicting a child. If you ever seen the show Dragon Tales, they literally hold a crystal and use that prayer. I wish with all my heart to connect with dragons from a world apart. Yo, use that prayer and you'll connect with dragons. Now, what really does matter as well is the color of the dragon. So those colors represent different elements, different energies. If you see a white dragon, that is a dragon of purity. If you see a black dragon, that is going to be a warrior dragon. Red is fire, so that's going to be about you being more in charge of your life, being more outspoken, even having more fun. Yellow is all about joy and optimism. Blue is about creativity. Dragons also embody the elementals. So there's wind dragons, earth dragons, fire dragons, thunder dragons, and they can summon those actual elements of nature. They also get you, how do I say this? Those elements can affect your own energy. So if you're working with the thunder dragon, that'll make you feel more just jolted in life. These beings help a lot of artists and creatives. So if you are an artist, have dragon imagery around you. Have that, yo. There's a reason why in Chinese feng shui, they have dragons, and they mention that you should never have a dragon in low altitude. The dragon should be put in a very high position, and dragons bring up good fortune, good energy. They had it right, yo. Dragons will do that. You can have a dragon statue, light candles, and ask them to pull a portal up for you. Now, for me personally, I use this tarot deck, and I'll link it down below, the Tarot of the Dragons, that really helps me personally with connecting with them. The imagery really does help, yo. There's power in imagery because images are doorways. They're symbols and they're portal openers. That's why in tarot as well, you can use those as actual portals. And when you pull cards for somebody, you can focus on the image itself and see, visions of the other person's life. The same thing with the dragons. If you connect with them, the imagery of them, you can be able to see more. You can be able to tap into more. Dragons can bring you prosperity and they can bring you protection, but you have to be in a frequency of joy, of optimism. So you have to do things that make you happy. You got to get that serotonin up, yo. That could be playing your favorite music. That could be dancing to your favorite music. And if you're a DJ as well, yo, have dragon imagery around you. Even make playlists, like connecting with the dragons, or even make a playlist for the dragons. Everybody here has specific dragons as well. So my dragons are not going to be your dragons. And these are ancient guides, ancient protectors of Earth. They are very fun, but they're also very flighty, meaning that if you get serious, if you start to feel stuck, they're gonna go. But if you put yourself again in a position of joy, they're going to come back. And my joy is going to be different from your joy. So a lot of it has to do with what feeds your inner child. If you're somebody who's an artist, but you haven't done art, then do it and they will come forward. And make art in dedication to them. If you're a writer, do the same thing. If you're a singer, do the same thing. Like a lot of people are not living with their solar plexus chakra and sacral chakra energies fulfilled. This is all about joy and creativity. The dragons are going to come in your life to enhance that, but first you have to do it for yourself. You have to put in the work and show them that you still believe in miracles, that you still believe in otherworldly possibilities, and they will come in, they will show up. Could use that prayer that Dragon Tail said, I wish with all my heart to connect with dragons from a world apart. Light some candles, yo. They also really connect with, I'm seeing the crystal adventuring, but I'm also seeing jade, and I'm hearing the heart chakra. So if you feel like you need your heart chakra open, you can set a prayer with one of those crystals, have it, lay it there and say, may my personal dragons show themselves, reveal themselves to me, and allow me to receive wisdom, allow me to receive healing. Again, though, you have to do things. They're going to emphasize that because they're very strong on that. You have to do things for yourself as well. You can't expect these spirit guides to do miracles for you if you're not doing miracles for yourself. And this is as simple as what makes you happy. For example, I could hold myself accountable here. I love looking at art. I love visuals. So they always tell me, take yourself on museum dates, take yourself on gallery dates, and then we'll show up for you. Or I have like a bunch of canvases here and I haven't painted, and they're like, start painting and we'll show up for you. So you have to do things that get you optimistic. Also, dragons can show up as babies and they can show up as adults. You are assigned, if you are a spiritual being, your own dragons, your own personal dragons. And when you connect with them, oh, it's fire, yo. It's fun. And it's a lot of otherworldly traveling. You might even in your meditations, if you ask your dragons to show up, you meditate and you see them, they'll let you write them. And you will feel in the astral plane like you're literally about to fall. Like you're about to you feel like you're so high up and nothing is real and you're gonna fall down. Don't be scared when that happens, yo. Now I'm gonna pull some cards to get any messages, but if you're asking right now at this time, because I feel like somebody is, what do I have to do to see them? What do I have to do to get them to show up? You gotta get into meditation. There's no other way. People get frustrated when I say that to them But in order for you to connect to other realms, you have to shut down all the noise in your mind, all the noise in your spirit that isn't serving you as well. And that's when you start to connect. The first card that we have is Shaman. How else do you go into another world? Through shamanism. What is shamanism? The ability to, go to different portals to connect with things outside of yourself. How do you get outside of yourself? You meditate, baby. There's no other way. We also have the Lovers card here. I get the sense that the dragons want you to be your own partner. They want you to love yourself. All the things that you want in a lover, so all the things you want from romance and love, you need to write that down. And you need to become that person for yourself. So if you want somebody who is creative, somebody to wow you and romance you and take you out on stellar dates, start taking yourself out on stellar dates. And that is going to enrich your energy. That's honestly going to attract you a lot of abundance as well. I'm hearing opportunities. I'm hearing social network, social status. So it's going to bring in people. It's going to bring in things. Have more optimism is what I'm hearing from this card. Like, you have to charge your own optimistic energy, and to do so is to give yourself good stimulation. You can't always think your way out of it. I'm hearing you have to give yourself exposure. You have to feed your inner child. You can't tell an inner child to think differently. You just have to give them new things to look at and stare at. The other card that we have is the Page of Swords. But what I really like about this card is that this dragon is in a high altitude, a high position. The reason why is because he knew what to let go of. He knew what to abandon. The swords deal a lot with like the need for detachment and letting go of mental worries and mental stresses. So this is saying that you have to move higher by literally letting go of external opinions of what other people think, of what other people would say about you. A lot of us are haunted by an imagined audience. What are my friends gonna think if I put myself out there, if I express myself freely? What are people who don't like me gonna say or do? I'm gonna be honest. They're not gonna care. And if they care too hard, that's kind of their issue, not yours. The next card that we have is the Fool. It's like you cannot live with unfulfilled dreams. If you have unfulfilled dreams, if you feel like your creativity is stuck, get some dragon imagery around you, get some dragon jewelry, and say prayers to the dragons. Start being out in nature. I'm hearing go to trees and leave fruit. Dragons freaking love fruit. I don't know what it is about like fruit, but they get excited. Every time I eat fruit, they're always like asking me to share. So leave some by a tree and give it to the dragons, yo. And you will find yourself like feeling more creative, feeling more muse, feeling like you're stimulated by different things, feeling like you could make more things. The next card that we have is the Emperor, feeling royal in your fashion. It's like you have everything you need within you. You just have to unlock it, and you have to let go of mental baggages from the past. Your power is within you. Your power to connect with spirit guides as well is all within you. In order to connect with the gods, you have to know that you are a god. In order to connect with anything that is divine, you have to know that you are divine. The Emperor is here because I'm hearing you need to let go of all this human baggage. You need to let go of even your childhood baggage, because you have an inner God within you. You have a God that reincarnated into a human. And these dragons are going to be protectors, are going to be your guides. Some of you, after you watch this video, you're going to have dreams about them. And I'm hearing they're going to show up so that it's almost like they want you to see your real self, your real spiritual self, not this human self, but the true spirit that you are. So let go of baggage. Give yourself an empty slate. I'm hearing like, imagine you're like a character from a TV show and it's your first episode and nobody knows you, nobody knows who you are. Start brand new. A lot of you are waiting to move to a new city to start brand new, and you're gonna be able to manifest that. But I'm hearing like, start pretending like you're a new person today. Like, literally start imagining stuff, even if you have to talk to yourself in a third person, even if you have to give yourself a new name and tell people you're going by a new name. Like, I'm hearing tomorrow is a new day. Like, let all the past baggage go and start new. Even if you're like method acting, even if you're making up a story of I'm a new person, just do it. because eventually that'll stick. Dragons want you to reactivate your imagination because imagination is central to manifestation. The magician in tarot, he had to imagine what he wanted in order to have his wish even fulfilled. All right. So there's a little bit of how to connect with dragons. If you have any questions about that, please leave it in the about below. You want to follow me on social media, book a reading, a private session of spiritual counseling as well. You can find that all in the about below. Stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great, y'all.